Hello and welcome to this yoga practice dedicated to Medusa. If you've not already, please check out the podcast episode or the YouTube video relating to this yoga practice, and it will give you a little bit more insight into Medusa and the practice itself. So beginning in a nice comfortable seat. If you want to pop something underneath your hips to help you sit up a little taller, you can do that. And we are going to start with a breathing exercise called Breath of Fire. So we'll start by bringing our hands just to our solar plexus area. And Breath of Fire is a passive inhale with a sharp exhale, and as we exhale we pull the belly in. So I will demonstrate for you. So it can take a little bit of getting used to, so just do your best. We'll take a big inhale in together and begin. And you can stop. Let your breathing return to normal. And just notice how you feel. Okay, and we're going to make our way forward. You can move through all fours and then make your way to a plank. So you can lower the knees for a half plank, or you can be in full plank, doming through the upper back body, spiking the heels back. Wherever you are, your core is engaged, your neck is nice and long, and we hold here. Close your eyes, feel the shake, embrace the strength. From here we're going to pull the right knee in towards the chest and then send it back. Left knee in towards the chest, send it back. Moving through some mindful mountain climbers in your own time. And don't forget to breathe. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on the 1. Lower the knees, taking it into extended child's pose. Knees wide, big toes to touch. We sink the hips back, reach the hands forward and relax. Let your heart soften here. Let your hips grow heavy. Start to press into the fingertips and let this action pull you all the way up. So going to move through a little cat-cow child's pose flow, So on an exhale, we round the spine, send the hips back towards the heels, coming through child's pose. On an inhale, we smooth the chest forward, belly drops down to the floor, coming through cow. Exhale, round the spine, send it back. So moving with your own breath here. Close your eyes, sync up breath and body. And take about 3 more rounds here. And eventually we'll send it all the way back into our child's pose. This time, dig into the elbows, bring the hands together in prayer and send the hands up behind the nape of the neck or the back of the head. Return to your breath. Release the hands down, slide on all the way through, coming onto your belly. When you get there, hands come to slide in line with the ribs, elbows pull into the side body, and on an inhale, take it into a little baby cobra flow. We're keeping it very small here, so inhaling to lift, exhaling to fold. Maybe you add on a gentle sway side to side. Again, we're keeping this movement nice and small, staying close to the ground. And if you want a little extra challenge, you can lift the hands up off the mat, really initiating this move from the deep core muscles. Bring the hands back down to the mat. We'll stay in our Cobra flow. This time we'll start to take it a little higher. Gradually getting taller and taller. Opening through the heart, opening through the throat. Feeling the spine move in a fluid motion, fluid serpent-like motion. And we are going to take it up to a big high cobra now. So send the hands a little wider, press into the hands, straighten through the elbows without locking them out. Crown of the head reaches to the sky, chest is nice and proud. If you want to add on here, you can start to bend the knees, send the toes towards the crown of the head. They might come nowhere near, but just the action of opening up. And on an exhale, send it all the way back down. Create a little pillow for your head with your hands. And return to your breath. We'll start to make our way back up again. This time elbows come right underneath the shoulders. Arms are in 2 parallel lines. We spread through the fingers. We're pressing into the tops of the feet, pressing into the pubic bone, lifting through with the chest for sphinx pose. And think about having a lot of energy through your hands here. And everything that's touching the floor is grounding down, rooting down. And this action is what lets your heart lift. We'll draw a line with the nose to look over the right shoulder. And bring it back through centre. And looking over the left shoulder. Bringing it back through centre. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders and press up to plank. And then send the hips up and back for downward dog. Pedal through the feet, stretch through the legs, find any movement that feels good. And eventually we'll come to stillness. So keeping that awareness through the hands. Elbow creases externally rotate up to the front of the room. Heels are grounding down. And from here we're going to lift our left hand off the mat. Reach over to our right leg so you can hold on to maybe the right ankle, calf, thigh, hip. And looking underneath the bridge of the right arm, coming into a twist. And we'll replace the left hand back on the mat and take it over to the other side. Coming back through our downward dog. And we'll take it for a slow walk up to the front of the mat, meeting in a forward fold. When you get there, feet are about hip width apart, taking hold of the elbows, and we'll sway a little side to side. When you're ready, we'll release the fingers and begin to slow roll up through the spine, inch by inch, all the way to standing. On an inhale, reach the hands up and overhead. Lots of energy through the fingers, shoulders ground down, volcano pose. Think upward current of energy in the front body, downward current of energy through the back body. We're strong here, fierce. From here, without looking back, we're going to send all our weight over into our left foot and step our right foot back into a high lunge. If you had to take a couple of steps or you did look back, that's totally fine. We'll let it go. Hands come together in prayer at the heart. And we're going to twist over, taking top of the right arm to top of the left thigh, coming into a revolved lunge. Think about spiraling the heart towards the thumbs. Use an exhale to release. Coming back to your high lunge, hands reach up to the sky. We'll straighten through the front leg, and on an exhale, drape the torso up and over, coming into a pyramid variation. We'll keep the back heel lifted. Remembering to breathe. Pulling back with that left hip crease. From here, we'll start to bend into the front knee. Both hands come around to the inner arch of the foot, coming into a lizard variation. If you need to lower the back knee here, you can. You can stay on the hands, or if you want a little more, you can come down onto the elbows. Whatever you are, making sure you're breathing so deep. If you walk that left foot out a little bit for your lizard, walking it back in, and we'll return back to our high lunge with slow, controlled movement. Hands reach up high, and on an exhale, back foot steps up to meet the front, meeting in our volcano pose. And we'll repeat that little dance on the other side. So sending all your weight over into your right foot. And we'll step the left foot back, high lunge. When you're ready, hands come together at the heart in prayer. And we'll send it over to our revolved twist on this side. Exhale helps you unravel. We reach the hands up high. As we do, we straighten through the front leg, and on an exhale, draping the torso over the leg, coming into our pyramid variation. Maybe use an exhale to let something go. Bending into that front knee, both hands come to the inside of that foot, walking the right foot out a little if you need, and settling into your version of lizard. Bringing our alignment back in to make our way back up to high lunge. And then stepping it up for volcano. Take one more big inhale here. On an exhale, raining it all the way down into a forward fold. Plant the palms, step the feet back to plank. On an exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale for Cobra. And exhale, making your way back to downward dog. From our downward dog, we'll take that slow walk up to the top of the mat again, meeting in a forward fold. This time, bring the feet in close together, and we'll slow roll up through the spine, coming all the way to standing. On an inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, volcano. Exhale, relax the shoulders. On your next exhale, begin to send the hips back, coming into a chair pose. Really squeezing the legs together, sending the weight into the heels. Exhale, drop the hips a little lower. On your next exhale, send it all the way into a fold. Once again, we'll slow roll up through the spine. And on an inhale, send the fingers up high, volcano. We step our right foot back into a high lunge. And big open twist to the left. Right hand reaching the front of the room, left hand reaching the back of the room, as if someone's pulling you apart from either side. And on an exhale, we'll make our way through our high lunge once again. And this time spiral it all the way out to open up into a warrior two. Front hand moves forward, up and back for peaceful warrior. Exhale, warrior two. We'll begin to straighten through the front leg, hinge at the hips, and taking it into a triangle pose. So that bottom hand may be on the mat or gently placed on the leg, right hand reaching all the way up to the sky. On an exhale, make your way back to warrior two. We'll pivot on the back foot, coming back to our high lunge and stepping it up to volcano. Step the left foot back. Big open twist to the right. Exhale brings you back through centre. And then we continue the journey to open up into warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Warrior two. We'll straighten through the front leg and take it into our triangle on this side. Moving from your centre, we'll make it all the way back up to our warrior two. Then we pivot round, making our way into high lunge. Stepping it all the way up, hand reach high for volcano, and on an exhale we'll float it all the way down to a fold. Exhale through the mouth here. We'll plant the palms. Move through a flow of your choice. You can always skip this and head straight to down dog, and downward dog is where we'll meet. From here, we're going to walk the hands and the feet to about the middle of the mat. And once you get there, we're going to roll all the way up to mountain pose. Hands come to the heart. Stepping the feet wide, toes point out the way. We'll begin to sink the hips down, coming into a goddess pose. Head, heart and pelvis all in alignment here. When you're ready, we'll send the hands out either side, spreading through the fingers, cactus in the arms. On an exhale, sink a little lower. Taking 3 rounds of lion's breath here. So deep inhale through the nose, and on an exhale, stick the tongue out and look up towards your third eye. On an inhale, begin to straighten the legs. Hands come together at the heart. Heel toe the feet in, and we'll meet in mountain pose. Close your eyes. Notice how you feel. From here, start to bend at the knees, lower the hips all the way down, coming into a little ball. Get in as small as you can, and eventually we'll make our way to a seat. When you get there, hook the elbows round the knees, let the spine round. Go inward. We'll start to roll up through the spine, bringing the hands behind the body, fingers point in the way, and on an inhale, open up through your chest. Stay here, or we'll start to move into a reverse table. So lifting the hip points up to the sky. Just here for a brief moment. And on an exhale, slowly send the hips back down. We'll make our way forward through all fours. We'll curl the toes under and walk the hands up towards the thighs. Coming to sit on the heels in a toe squat. Think about lifting up through the pelvic floor here. Hands come to the heart. Staying tall in the spine. Bow the head towards the hands. And whisper, I am strong. I am strong. I am strong. On an exhale, release the hands down, uncurl the toes, send the knees wide, big toes to touch, and we'll make our way into a child's pose. we'll start to press into the hands, making our way up to a seat to close out practice. Or if you're taking a shavasana today, you can pause the video here. If you're ending with me, sit up nice and tall. And just take a moment just to give yourself thanks. Acknowledge yourself for taking time for this practice. We'll take a deep breath in together. And a deep exhale. Thank you so much for letting me be the one to guide you through this practice.